Maya finally got to meet her birth mother, but how well did they execute this episode? Let's talk about it.
And your Mother's Day brunch is 3 weeks away. And you know what that means.
Don't you want to know who your mother is?
Nope. She obviously didn't want me, so what's the point?
I found your records too, Maya, and they weren't redacted. Your mama is rich.
So what? She still didn't want me.
I'm sure she'll explain when you meet her.
You might be my mother?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another Proud Family video, and this is going to be about the episode where Maya meets her birth mother. And if y'all remember, some of y'all have been watching me. 2 years ago, I made a video about Maya and her character, and at the end, I said it would be a perfect episode if she met her birth mother. And 2 years later, we get it. I don't care what they say. I think, the producers or somebody from that team be watching my videos.
Sometimes.
Always?
Not always, no. Sometimes. That means sometimes.
Because she was adopted, of course that was going to come up, but I really want to focus on this episode because this is a really huge topic. It's a relatable topic. A lot of people go through this. Believe it or not, you wouldn't really know it unless you talk to people. A lot of people go through this situation of being adopted, being raised in a loving family, but then somewhere along the way, your teenage years and your adult years, you reach out to your birth parents or your birth parents reach out to you, and it's just this awkward situation of like, oh hi, I'm your biological mother, I'm your biological father, we're your biological parents. Hi. It's just like, okay. When you've been raised by parents, regardless if they're biological or not, you consider those to be your parents. But then your birth parents come along and it's the dilemma of, what do you do? How do you feel? Why did you leave me for so long? Why did you give me up? And for some of y'all that have gone through this, or family members that have gone through this, friends that have gone through this, what did y'all take on it? But get into the episode. This episode begins in church, where they're all in the choir. The whole group is singing in the choir, and KG is taking the lead.
It's gonna be alright.
But towards the end of this service, the pastor, played by Kirk Franklin, talks about the Mother's Day brunch coming up.
And your Mother's Day brunch is 3 weeks away. And you know what that means.
You could tell that Maya kind of has a whatever kind of attitude, like it is what it is, and KG is still pondering on it. But think about it in this context. The Mother's Day brunch, right? KG and Maya got adopted, but they have two dads. They don't have an adoptive mother. It's not the traditional, mother and father adopt. It's like, no, it's two dads. So he got the love from them regardless. But you know how people say there's nothing like a motherly love? So even though KG is grateful, he still doesn't have that mother figure in his life. Maya either at this point. So back at home with Maya and KG, he's playing his game, and then the little ad for the Mother's Day brunch pops up, and it just gets him wondering again. He finally asks the question to Barry and Randall.
Reunited cause we understood.
Do you know who my mom is?
Barry and Randall try to explain to him that his adoption was closed. And then in this instant, it makes you realize, like, oh wow, KG and Maya don't really have the same birth parents. And I was under the impression since the first season, if you've been watching this reboot since the first season, I was always under the impression that they were like biological siblings. But when you look at the episode, you realize that they adopted them separately. They wanted a son and a daughter. They just got them separately. I'm like, wow. I feel like it would have been a better story if they were like really biological siblings and the birth mother was actually the mother to both of them, but I guess that's for next season. KG tries to listen to Barry and Randall, but it's not really what he want to hear.
Yours was a closed adoption.
Don't worry. We'll be at the brunch for you.
Yeah, but y'all only good for Father's Day.
After this, Maya goes into KG's room and they start talking about it. KG's Googling, trying to find his adoption agency, trying to find his mother. And Maya just still has that nonchalant attitude of like, I don't care if she left me, why would I want to find out who my mother is, da 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 da. But then KG is like, really?
Don't you want to know who your mother is?
Nope. What's the point?
The point is to know who you are.
Back at the church, KG comes up with a plan and he wants to involve Penny.
I found my adoption agency.
You're adopted?
I got 2 dads, DeJanae, but they won't tell me who my mom is. I need your help. I'm trying to break into this adoption agency so I can find out who my mom is. You with it?
It was this whole thing where Penny had a stealth suit where she could like secretly sneak into places and get things. He wants Penny to go into this adoption agency to get his records. Fast forward, they're at the agency, but of course, like they told him, his records were redacted, so Penny wasn't really able to really get the information. But while she was there, she found Maya's.
I found your records too, Maya, and they weren't redacted.
Well, that's weird.
Now remember, at this point, Maya didn't really care to find out who her mother was. It was really KG. Penny took it upon herself to just still get Maya's records, which I feel in a way was she was overstepping her boundaries. She was like overstepping in that sense. Because it's like, Maya didn't ask for it. But I guess she figured since they both were adopted, she was like, all right, if I can't find his, let me find Maya's. She ended up finding it. And it just so happened that Maya's birth mother happened to be Brianna, this huge talk show host.
Brianna?
The talk show host?
Yes, girl!
Everybody, I'm Brianna, and we have a fantastic show for you tonight.
Looking at Brianna as a talk show host, you could tell they did like a little mix of Jennifer Hudson, Wendy Williams, and Oprah. She's talking to her friends, they're like, oh, your mother's rich, da da da. But Maya's like, that doesn't matter.
Your mama is rich!
So what? She still didn't want me.
They still convince her to go to the studios where Brianna shoots her talk show to actually meet her. Penny and Maya are able to sneak in behind the scenes to her green room to meet her, but they see this.
Cuter than you. I love that song. And my face. Cuter than you.
They see Brianna like talking to herself, being cocky and having like this little, like the way she was is like really conceited. And it's like, it just throws Maya off. Even Penny is like, huh? Penny, being Penny, grabs Maya and brings her in. It's like, Brianna, da 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 da.
Hey, Brianna! First and foremost, I'm a huge fan of your show.
Brianna is kind of like nonchalant, just like how Maya is. She doesn't really care. She doesn't even want to really hear what they got to say. She thinks they're just 2 little kids that's fans. And she just offers them money until Maya tells her, no, I think you're my mother.
You go, kid. Keep the candy.
No, you might be my mother.
Maya then comes back home to Barry and Randall and KG, and she tells them that she met her birth mother, and it happens to be Brianna, and they're all freaking out like, what?
Are you serious? Why you didn't come get me?
Brianna is my birth mother.
And KG asks her, why you didn't bring me? That's a good question, because I'm like, okay, you just started out with KG wanting to meet his mother, but then you end up meeting your mother, but then when you go to meet her, you don't even bring him along. It's just, that's the whole thing, but I'm talking about that at the end, where I felt like everything just felt so rushed. Like things were happening at like boom, 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 boom. This episode should have been like a 2-parter. Maya still has this attitude. She's upset. She's like, okay, it don't matter. Brianna, okay, big deal. She still left me 14 years ago. So she goes into her room and she's kind of sulking about it. KG comes in there and tells her, I get how you feel, but if I had the chance to meet my mother, I would.
Yeah, I think you should go spend some time with your moms. Just know, I'd give the whole world just to know who my mom is. Let alone spend time with her.
This changes Maya's mind, and she finally goes to Brianna's house.
Maya, you came.
Maya asks Brianna, why did she leave her? But it doesn't really show.
I just have one question. Why did you leave me?
Sweetheart.
It just cuts to them being back at church. While they're in the pulpit, Maya reveals that whatever happened at the house changed her mind, and now she wants to move in with Brianna, to which KG has some type of feelings about it.
If I thought that, I wouldn't be moving in with her. Moving in.
I like money. Raw.
KG still to meet his mother, his birth mother, and now you finally go to our house and you just want to move in. So it's like, okay, now you're saying like basically, fuck KG, fuck two fathers. I want to move in with my rich birth mother. That's why KG he feels some type of way about it. Like, you just gonna leave us like that? After that, Maya invites everybody over to Brianna's house, and they get to see how lavish and large she lives.
I like raw.
Ooh, this your new house.
They all meet Brianna and they all like, but KG is still looking like,
They're absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
everything is going good. Everything starts going too good. And this is where you realize, okay, something's about to happen. They're at the pool having a water fight, like a water gun fight. And then KG gets Dejanay's hair wet. So she gets mad. She goes into the house looking for the bathroom. As she's looking through the house, she stumbles upon Brianna in a room talking to Wizard Kelly about her ratings for her show.
Got you! My hair! You got my hair! Sing! Where's the bathroom around here?
I'm going to introduce Maya as my long-lost daughter, live on the show. Brianna finds her long-lost daughter.
Ooh, well, I tell you what, it better work, Brianna.
We realize that Brianna's talk show is struggling because, you know, in like the climate of talk shows, there's competition. And like after a while, your ratings get too low. You could have been the highest, most successful, most famous. After a few years, a few months, if your ratings get too low, the networks won't be scared to just cancel you like that. They don't care. They'll cancel your show and go on to the next. Brianna's ratings are low. So Wizard Kelly is telling her, like, what you gonna do if you don't get this together? I'll give my wife your show. Being desperate, Brianna talks about having this big episode where she meets her daughter she gave up for adoption. Dejanay overhears this and she's like, wow. And it's like this mix of communication where it's like, does Brianna really care about Maya and meeting her? Or is she just using her for ratings? Using her for sympathy for people to get back on board with her show because her ratings were slipping. So of course it had to be Dejanay to hear this, and as she goes back to the group to tell them, Maya overhears. Maya doesn't want to believe it, and she kicks them all out.
You promised not to get mad. The only reason she let you stay here is because she wants to announce that she found you on her show. I know you're upset. I would be too. But I don't think Dejanay is making this up. I thought you guys were my friends, but I guess I was wrong. Just leave.
Even KG leaves, and he's just like, all right, I'm gonna let you figure that out. Back at the talk show studio, Maya walks in on Brianna berating and being nasty to one of the people that work for her show.
Listen, you little peasant. I don't care if Wizard Kelly...
This is another thing where you get to see how nasty Brianna is, and you just never know with her. Like, how does she really feel? It's like she's really phony, she's really fake. And then she sees Maya, she tries to act all nice.
How was your day at school?
It's the weekend.
And so it is.
And then you get to see how disconnected she is because she's asking her about this and asking her about that. And she's like, why are you asking me about school? It's the weekend. Like, she's just asking her things she think she's supposed to ask. She's not really invested. She's just doing the, oh, how's school, kiddo, type of attitude thing with her. It's like, and mind you, she already has in the back of her head what Dejanay said. So she's talking to her, and then here comes the question, oh, how would you like being on my show?
I love it. I just can't thank you enough for how awesome you've been. I'm glad to be back in your life, Mom.
How would you feel about sharing the news of me being your mom with the world? Maya? Maya, is everything okay? Where are you going?
Back to my real home, where people actually care for me.
Maya, her wall, that she broke down, builds right back up. And she's like, damn, I tried to give you a chance, tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. But Dejanay was right. Back at the church, I swear this episode had like 4 or 5 different church scenes. Maya comes to the group and she apologizes because she's like, damn, y'all was right.
You were right about Brianna, Dejanay. I should have believed you.
This day is Mother's Day. It's the day of the brunch at the church. And they're about to sing. Brianna comes slowly walking in, trying to get redemption, trying to gain Maya's trust back. And Maya, of course, is reluctant and is like, eh.
What is she doing here?
I called her. If I can't be with my mom, at least you could be with your mom.
Why are you here?
Brianna finally tells her why she gave her up for adoption.
I couldn't afford to raise you on my own. Adoption was the best way that I could ensure that you would have a stable life.
As Brianna's trying to embrace her, Maya just kind of walks away and starts singing her solo for the song. Brianna sees this as Maya not really wanting to be bothered, and she goes to walk out the door, but then Maya grabs her and they finally hug. And you could tell that Maya finally accepted her apology.
And the world was way too much. Mama, if you only knew.
Brianna joins Maya, KG, and Barry and Randall, and they all have like a group hug, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Welcome to the family, Brianna.
So overall, my thoughts on the episode was, I like that they finally listened to the ideas and they finally let Maya meet her birth mother. But I felt like it was incomplete and I felt like it was rushed, because how did it start out with KG wanting to meet his birth mother, but then it turns into a Maya storyline. And then it's like, okay, KG is still unresolved. Okay, they're gonna save that for next season? I would like to know. Like I said, I feel like the pacing, it felt so rushed because it had to be one episode. This should have been a two-parter. Then maybe in the second part, you know, KG meets his birth mother, like, you know what I'm saying? But then it's the whole thing of, I always thought that Maya and KG were biological siblings. So to find out that they have two different birth parents, it's like, I feel like this was a storyline that deserved more detail. It deserved more of a plot with this to really get into the mind of Brianna. How did she really feel? Because you could tell how phony she was. It's like, okay, now at the end you want to come back and apologize, but it's like, okay, whatever happened with the show, whatever happened with this, whatever happened with KG, why was KG's records redacted? Like, they should have really went into that. And that's just why I said this should have been a two-parter. The thing with Penny and Kareem being in love, it's like, okay, y'all been in love since first season. That didn't have to be no two-parter. Y'all saving it for next season. This could have been the two-parter. It's like you could have left off with a cliffhanger, and okay, when season 4 come back, we found out, okay, what's gonna happen with Brianna and Maya? Oh, does KG meet his birth mother? Like, that would have been the best two-parter. What did y'all think about this episode? And for y'all out there that has dealt with this, like being adopted, meeting your birth parents, what was it like? If you feel like sharing it, you know, how was it? What was the experience? How do you think this episode of The Proud Family handled that? And what are your overall thoughts on this episode? And do you think this gave Maya some type of redemption in how she acts? Or is it like, I know some of y'all don't like Maya. How did you feel about her in this episode? With that, guys, I can't wait to read your thoughts about this. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.
I can't tell you how amazing it's been having you back in my life.